I would have yoked her up too. Hey YouTube, welcome back to We Sibs, West Coast, East Coast Siblings, where we review your favorite movies and TV shows. And tonight we are on House of the Dragon, the season finale. Now, in case you guys didn't know, this episode already leaked 2 days early, so I'm just going to give you the highlights. I feel like a million people have done reactions, and my thunder has been stolen. Listen, viewer discretion is advised. This episode was intense. After hearing Renira'S news, Luceris is dead, and Alicent and Otto stole the throne from under her, crowning Aegon as king instead of Renira. Renira is forced into labor. Well, not forced. It's just that the stress of it hath overwhelmed her womb, and she finna give birth. The baby, I believe, is 3 months early. This scene, you guys, is so intense. If you watched my short earlier, I was taken aback, to say the least. It was very violent, very bloody. This show has really tried to depict birth, especially in this time period. Like, if it were real, I guess it would be around like medieval times. The life expectancy of women giving birth at this time, how birth is not always a beautiful, oh, happy thing. They've really tried to show the raw nitty gritty of it. Even at the beginning of the season, Renira'S mother says, this is the battlefield that we fight on. And I think we've seen every major female character in the show give birth, and it has always been intense. This scene is no different. Renira is screaming. She gives birth to a premature child. It's a stillborn. We see the poor deformed baby. It's quite intense, and it's just the beginning of the loss that Renira will feel in this episode. Where's her husband? Well, Damon, also having experienced nightmarish childbirths, leaves. I mean, he's around, but clearly there are other issues, and this gives him a great excuse to not have to sit and potentially watch yet another wife die. So Damon goes to war. He's counting the dragons that they have. He's planning with the Black Council as to how they're going to go about this. He's counting allies. He's just getting ready to go. In this season, we've seen Damon itching for confrontation, and I actually like his arc now that I like him seeing the whole thing. And the beginning of the season, he was just like an empty threat all of this time, like, oh, I'm gonna but never doing anything. And now in the last couple of episodes, we've seen him chop off someone's head, though slightly provoked. He's become an angry, violent man. And I think all of that comes to a head in this opportunity to fight a war with Alicent and Otto, who he has never liked. He straight up says that Alicent has been poisoning Otto Hightower this entire time, and he believes that she killed him, which kind of supports what we've been seeing, this subtle thread throughout the episodes of Alicent giving him his tea to drink, and then Damon smelling it and being like, this is milk of the puppy. Damon's finna blow. That on top of the fact that his wife might be dying in childbirth, and then they lose the child. He's just in a pressure cooker, and I feel like all of that culminates when he yokes up Renira. Now, a lot of people didn't like this yoking up. I kind of liked it because, like, listen, they stole your birthright. Your child is dead. Like, what are you talking about, peace? And I get that, you know, you want to be mature, and, you know, they make a note that all of the men are trying to fight, and Alicent and Renira are trying to keep a rein on things. They're trying to keep the realm united. But honestly, there's no chance for unity. And so Damon yokes up Renira. Now, I support it because I would have yoked her up too. And of course, we see that he was right. Now getting back to Renira, I understand the amount of loss that Renira has faced in this entire season. First her mother, then her best friend, then her lover, then her other lover, then her father, then her child, and then her other child. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot for one lifetime. So I understand Renira just feeling like, I don't want to fight a war. My father has charged me with keeping peace. I don't want to do it, you know? And so I understand that. But I also really appreciate how at the end of this episode, she's been a blow. Like, she's just ready to fight. She's done. All of her loss culminates into her being a rageful monster, which I'm very excited about. That being said, I don't know if I feel like Emma's portrayal of Renira's loss and pain is as clear, but I think actually maybe she's just doing it in a way that I'm not expecting. It always seems like she's just grinning and bearing it, whereas I feel like the other actress who played younger Renira was more rebellious. But I don't know, maybe that's age and maturity that they wanted to play with the character over time. Now, probably the biggest WTH moment of the episode is Luceris dying. Now, if you have read the book, then you know that Luceris dies. I didn't know that. I was quite taken aback. The violence of it. I mean, homeboy is just eaten out of the sky. But let's back up and talk about how it happens. Luceris at the beginning of the episode is standing over the big map of the realm, and he tells Renira he doesn't want to be king of Driftmark as a second son. She's perfect, he's not, and he can't handle the pressure. I'm like, homeboy, you're like 5, relax yourself. It's so cute. Anyway, that is a theme throughout the episode. He doesn't want to fight. When they're having their discussion about lining up the Baratheons, the Tullys, and the Starks, Jace suggests, hey, you should let us go. You know, we're princes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Jace, you're a child and your brother's a child. I don't know what planet you're living on, but I don't think that's a good idea. However, Renira agrees. So they go off. And, well, it all goes downhill from there. Little baby Lulu gets to the Baratheons. He sees Vhagar outside, which means Aemon's there. Lucerys and Aemon have a beef because Lucerys cut out Aemon's eye when he was children. The Baratheons are not impressed, tells Lucerys to go home. Aemon is like, nah, I want that eye though. And so little Lucerys is like, I will not fight you. And then Aemon's like, oh yeah, you is. But then Boris says, stop it! I'll not have you hurting the boy in my house. And so that ends the scene. The guards escort baby Lulu back to his dragon to get on and go home. He notices that Vhagar isn't there anymore. And this child still gets on the dragon and flies away. I'm like, you idiot. If Vhagar's not there, that means Aemon's not there anymore. That means he's waiting for you outside of Baratheon's house because Baratheon would protect you inside. You know what I'm saying? Poor little baby Lulu gets up on her axes and goes out into the sky. Now it's a thunderstorm. You know some bad stuff is going to happen. Aemon is chasing him in the sky with his big behind dragon that's like at least 15 bajillion feet bigger than anything. Little Araxes is just trying to duck and dodge and move as quickly as he can to get out of the space. What seems to happen is both boys lose control of their dragon, and I don't know how that happened, and we think that Lucerys is free. He's cleared the storm, quite literally, and now he's safe to go back home. However, Aemon still doesn't have control of Vhagar, and Vhagar comes up out of nowhere and eats Araxes and Lucerys. Now, if you ask me, I was like, did he eat him? Maybe he just fell down into the ocean. Would that be an exciting plot twist? I think so. Anyway, it doesn't seem like Aemon meant to kill him. He wanted his eye, not his body. Those are all the highlights from the season finale of Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon. Now, I'll admit, thought it was a great episode, but I don't know if I thought it was a great season finale. It's really hard for me because I binged Game of Thrones, so there was no true ending for me until we got to the actual end. Maybe they're all anticlimactic where it doesn't feel like there's a strong finalization of anything. It just feels like there's going to be a pause until the next episode. Yeah, all in all, obviously, this was an absolute fabulous show. I wish there was more of it. I'm sad that it's ended. I thought it was great. I think the acting is great. I think the storytelling is amazing. I think it's a good one. Lots more can be said about this episode, so hit me up in the comments below, and as always, like this video if you like this video, comment and subscribe, and click the bell so you can be notified when we drop reviews of The White Lotus Season 2 and Peripheral. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye!